Welcome to today's webinar. The topic today is most frequently asked questions answered by Global Support Team, our monthly webinar about often asked questions. My name is Andreas Hörold. I'm responsible for marketing and public relations in the Global software company. For instance, Global website, the German and English webinars, customer projects, etc. I will be the presenter today, and my colleague Markus Baumgartel will support me. He can introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Markus Baumgartel. I am responsible for customer support and frequently asked questions on our website. And today I will help my colleague Andreas to answer your questions during this webinar.
Okay, then we can switch off our webcams that the attendees can see the full screen. You can ask questions via the control panel on the right side of your screen. You can enter a question here and Markus will answer you. If there are too many questions during the webinar and you don't get an answer, then you will get an answer after the webinar via email. The other way is to watch the entire webinar and then email your questions to info@global.com. To the 8 questions today. First question that I answer is where can I find the latest versions, features, etc. on the extranet? Then why can't I mesh my model with curved surfaces? How can 3 nodes be deleted? How can an uniaxial load transfer be generated by a distributed load on members? How can I change the language in the printout report? How can I move a PDF file to any position in the printout report? How can I increase or decrease the load uniformly in a load case? And the last question is, why is reinforcement uniformly distributed around the circumference? Okay, then we go to our website and I will answer the first question. Where can I find the latest versions, features, etc. on the extranet? I log in to a test account, test.globalwebinar.com, and I copy and paste the password there. Okay, and then we are in the extranet. We call it extranet and it's your account. You will find here your messages, for example, about the newest versions, and you can download the newest version here. I will come to that soon. I would like to use the opportunity to introduce here some more features of the Global extranet. For example, here the received newsletters. If you are registered for our newsletters, then you can see the previous newsletters here. Under My Data, you can find the data of your account, your name, and so on. And if you have got admin rights or reserved licenses. Okay, then my activities. If you send questions to the Global support with a certain subject, you can see who's the solver, if it is completed, and so on. Then next table is the company, the data of your company, then the users of the company. And if you have got admin rights, you can add a new user and you can give the new user also admin rights. And then he can create also new users. Okay, then you can see the service contracts here of your company, all activities of the company, the questions, for example, to our support, and the status, then quotes, invoices, and vouchers. To the vouchers, before you purchase any product of us, then take a look to the vouchers. Maybe there are vouchers from a campaign, or all our customers that send us customer projects get a voucher of 100 euro, and the voucher is available for 3 years. And if you want to buy any product, just take a look to the vouchers. Then here you can see all licenses of your company. That test account has got 3 licenses. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see the first license have got all licenses of RFM, all add-ons, and RSTARP 9. And for example, the third account has only licenses for RSTARP 9 with all add-ons. Okay, that's a good overview. Then another table with the licenses. Take some time. Okay, and here you can see if, for example, if licenses are borrowed for a certain time. Okay, that should be all what I would like to explain for the licenses. Then you can download the authorization files for the old program generation, RFM5, RSTARP 8. That authorization files are not necessary anymore for the new program generation. Those are online licenses. But for RFM5 and RSTARP 8, you can download the current file here. License sessions, authorizations, and so on. Then here, important, the products to download, the current versions for the new program generation, RFM6, and you can click here and the download will start. Okay, then that's R19 is the old program generation, and you can download the current versions here. Then here are older versions to download, all RFM5 versions, for example, RSTARP 8 and so on. Then the products. Here are all products of our software available. If you want to have more information about a certain product, for example, that add-on here, you can click here and you will reach the website with all information about the add-on. Okay, then the products of the old generation, also with a link for more information and all products. So then development, you can see, for example, implemented features. You can filter for a product. For example, I select steel joints, the newest features in steel joints. For example, the rectangular hollow sections, a quite new feature. Okay, then the same for RSTARP 9, R section, and so on. Then open features. Those are features that we will implement in the future. You can see some are in progress, some are open, and so on. And you can filter for every product. Then you can submit your own feature request. If you wish that we implement any feature, just describe it here. You can add an image, a file, and so on. And we will decide if we implement that feature. So you can see submitted features of all users, and you can see here the submitted feature requests your submitted feature requests. Okay, the last table is the geozone tool. Yeah, you can buy clicks, for example, for the geozone tool, and you can, for example, see here the consumed map clicks and how many clicks are still available. Okay, that should be all to the first question. Yeah, I would like to wanted to introduce the Global extranet, and we turn to the next question and to the program. The next question is, why can't I mesh my model with curved surfaces? Okay, let's try it. We want to create a mesh, and we get this error message. It's currently not possible to mesh a quadrangle area on the 360-degree circle. We are working on a solution, and in the meantime, you need to use a workaround. The surface must be divided into several quadrangle surfaces. I will show you how to do that. I delete the two surfaces. Then I copy these two lines here right above, or I copy and during a rotation, I use the function rotate selected objects. I check create copy, one copy, 180 degrees. The axis should be set, that axis, and the rotation point should be the middle of the circle. Okay, then I use the function here right above, connect selected lines, and with that window I divide the circle into two lines, also the lower circle. Okay, now I can create the new surfaces. That should be quadrangle surfaces. Now, with the same thickness as before, 12 millimeter. Okay, and I select the boundary lines. And I create 4 surfaces now. Okay. Okay, so, and now we can create the mesh. Okay, that works. Now it's only a workaround during the correcting of that bug. Okay, then we turn to the next questions. How can 3 nodes be deleted? Yeah, from time to time during modeling or after an import, it can happen that 3 nodes are created. Yeah, for example, when you import your model from a CAD program. Yeah, this can be, or these nodes can easily be found. At first, I create some nodes, some 3 nodes. Okay. And I can find them with edit, select, and 3 nodes. There's also a shortcut, Control, Shift, and F key. I select them with the function. You can see now they are yellow. And you can delete it with pressing the delete key or with right mouse click on one node, and you can choose delete nodes. Okay, that's the solution for that question. So then we turn to another model and another question. The question is, how can an uniaxial load transfer be generated by a distributed load on members? There are 2 possibilities. The first possibility is to use a surface called load transfer, or the load wizard. I will show the two possibilities. So I start with a surface. Stiffness type is load transfer. Yeah, that surface has no stiffness. Okay, I select the nodes here on the edge, at the edges. Okay. So now we have got three surfaces, and we create a surface load. I choose 1 kilonewton per square meter. 3 times. Okay. So, and I can divide this load or divide the display. So by, for example, clicking on the surface and display load transfer separately. Yeah, only the display is then separated. So this is the first solution, and I can undo that. So and use the other solution. In the navigator display under surfaces, you can check display load transfer separately here. Okay. So let's change the load distribution. I double click on that surface, go to load transfer, and can change the direction. Now at the moment it's both directions, and I select for this example local in X. And if you click on that button here, you can see where's the X direction. That's the X direction, the local X direction of the surface, and that's the Y direction. Okay. So I would like, okay, I can use the Y direction here. Double click, then Y direction. Okay, now before I leave the dialog, you can add or can select that button here and assign a load for the surface weight. Yeah. Or you can remove members from the loading with, for example, that function here. Okay, then, here we have got two directions. At the moment, it's not yet possible to assign a wiring load, but you can do that with the load wizard. I will do that with insert load wizards, member loads from area load. So a load as well of 1 kilonewton per square meter. Then I have to select the geometry, the 4 edges. Okay, and I can remove members from the loading. Yeah. All members that are parallel to that member shouldn't get any load. Okay, and that's the same as for this surface. Okay, we can change that. I would like to transfer the load in both directions. Okay, and now you can see where are the varying load. Okay, those are the possibilities to assign loads or surface loads on members. Then we turn to the next question. How can I change the language in the printout report? I create a small printout report. Okay, under edit, you can find the languages, and there are 11 languages. Yeah, that means you can translate your printout report into 10 different languages, for example, into French, and it takes only some seconds to translate the whole printout report. Now all is in French. So I use again the English language. Yeah, at the moment, it's not yet possible to create an own language or to add technical terms in a table, but we are working on that, and we will implement that in future. The next question is, how can I move a PDF file to any position in the printout report? Yeah, you can insert different things, for example, images, plain text, HTML files, formulas, and also a PDF. I insert a PDF, only one page. Yeah, if you've got more pages in the PDF, you can select only, for example, page 1 and 2 and so on. In my case, it's not necessary because I've got only one page. Then you can define left and right margins and so on. Okay, I must use all pages because I've got only one page. So yeah, by default, this is always added to the end of the printout report. Yeah, and it can be moved via drag and drop. For example, drag and drop. Also with the right mouse click, you can move the item to the top of the paragraph, then move item down and so on. You can also move chapters by right click or drag and drop, and it will be renumbered. Yeah, and the same is valid for images, text blocks, and so on. You can see it's quite easy to handle. Okay, then I close the printout report. We turn back to RFEM, and the next question, how can I increase or decrease the loads uniformly in the load case? I let display the loads not separately, that you can see the effect. Okay, now we've got the surface load of 1 kilonewton per square meter. And you can use that button above, edit active load case, or search the load case in the navigator data and double click on it. And there are different static analysis settings available. By default, a load case has got the geometrical linear analysis setting. And for example, if you have got more than one load case and you would like to increase the load only for that load case, I recommend to copy that static analysis setting. How to do that? I use the right button here. So, and then I can copy that static analysis setting, and then here on the right side under options 2, I can modify the loading by multiplier factor. For example, I can use 2. You can also divide by load factor. Okay, and I leave dialog and choose for the self-weight load case the 4th static analysis setting. So, and then I can leave the dialog, and you can see 2 kilonewton per square meter has got the self-weight load case. Also that load for the self-weight load case. Yeah, and It's the same workflow for decreasing the load of one load case. Okay, then we turn to the next model and the last question. Why is reinforcement uniformly distributed around the circumference? When we display the concrete design and the reinforcement on members, you can see at the moment there's no required longitudinal reinforcement at the top and on the bottom. So how can we solve that? You can double click on the member. Where are the settings for the member? I can shortly click through every dialog, main, then the section, notes on member, the effective length. If you have got effective length, you can take a look on the settings. For this member with bending, there are no effective length defined. Then the concrete cover, shear reinforcement, and the settings for the longitudinal reinforcement. And you can see the rebar type here, uniformly surrounding. 4 bars in every H1 bar, and I will change that to unsymmetrical. 2 rebars at the top and 5 on the bottom, and 1 on the left side and on the right side. So then design configurations, we will take a look and use the edit button. And you can see also here's a wrong setting. The reinforcement layout for the required reinforcement is uniformly surrounding, and I will change that to the top and bottom symmetrical distribution. Okay, then we can take a look at the stability. Also here is selected uniformly surrounding, and I use the same distribution, the symmetrical distribution. Okay, then we can apply that and calculate all again. Now just take a look at the parallel calculation. Our solver uses all cores of your computer. So then reinforcement on members, and now you can see that the required reinforcement on the top and at the bottom. Okay, that should be all to the 8 questions. I would like to go back to our website to show you where you can find the recording under global.com and news and events. You can find the webinars. That's today's webinar. Just click on it or on an older webinar, and you will see that there's a recording in the middle. For today's webinar, you will find it tomorrow or at least the next days. And you can already find the 3 showed models here. You can use the models in combination with the recording, try something out. And if you haven't got our software, you can download the free trial version. Just click here on the top to that button. RFEM 6, RSTAP 9, RSection, RWind, and so on are available. You can use, for example, RFEM 6 for 90 days with all add-ons. That's a complete version, and you can use the models. You can also download other models and try it by yourself. Okay, then a last hint before you leave the webinar, where is a short survey. It takes only 1 minute to answer some questions to score us. Just note that the worst score is 1 and best score is 5. It would be very nice if you answer the questions. And if you don't want to answer a question, just leave it empty or enter a minus or plus in, or something like that as answer. Okay, then I have to say thank you for your attention. Thanks to Markus for answering the question or questions. I wish all a nice rest of the day, and bye-bye.